What is up, guys? It's Doo Poker back for another video. Today we're going to be looking at a hand that the Real Hobo submitted or just posted really in my PGC. We have pocket aces, ace of spades, ace of hearts. Cutoff opens for two big blinds. The small blind calls, who is maybe a fish. He has him as a 19-14. See, we don't really know, but it's a decent assumption if they have small blind calls that all things being equal, he's more likely to be a fish than not. Now, again, we're only going on likelihoods. We don't know for sure, okay? Poker's a game of probabilities, okay? So let's look at this pre-flop spot in a solver, okay? So cutoff opens, right? Small blind calls. We're the big blind. We have aces. We squeeze. Cutoff folds, okay? Now look at the small blind, right? He's calling less than one combo, so you can't look at solvers for this. A solver is not going to be able to help you here, okay? This happens a lot in especially fish play. You can't look at a solver because the pre-flop is not realistic, okay? So what we have to do is we have to lean on MDA principles, okay? So in this spot, the small blind's going to be much wider than less than one combo, right? So small blind calls, and we take a flop. Okay, so here, jack of hearts, three of hearts, two of diamonds. So we use our fish strategy. We go 1/3 for range, okay? So good play. Okay, now on the turn, we're going geometric. I like his turn sizing, okay? Now, on the river is the important point. 10 of hearts, okay? So what do we know about donking? Okay, so we know from donks that the strongest donk line is a check, call, donk, okay? That is the strongest donk line in all of MDA, okay? And the second strongest line is donk, flop, bet, and the weakest one is check, call, flop, donk, turn, bet. Okay, so those are three donk lines, and they have varying degrees of strength. Okay, so we know this is the strongest donk line. But we also have to think, look at the flush completes. Okay, there's a jack of hearts on the board. There's a 10 of hearts. We have the ace of hearts. This is very good for calling, because we're blocking a lot of combinations of flushes, okay? Now, it is possible he has a hand like king 9 of hearts or, queen 9 of hearts, but all things being equal, we want to have the high Broadway flushes on the board because we block more flushes. We also have the most important blocker in the ace of hearts, okay? So those are two important things. All right, so let's see how often we actually have to be good here, okay? So the pot is 102, okay? So we have to call 69.32, and if we add up our call plus the small blind's bet plus the pot, we get 241.28, and we have to be good here around 29% of the time, okay? So it's important to understand we are going to lose more than we win. This is the important point. We're going to lose more than we win, but we want to know, is he bluffing too much? Okay, so let's look at some data, all right? So here's the data for the field as the 3-bet pot at a position pre-flop caller, at a position versus in position. This is all positions, okay? Now, what do you notice? Very important. A reg is under bluffing here, okay? So if he's a reg, it's very close because we do have good blockers, but we should still fold. So if he's a reg, you should fold. Well, he did go, it's actually, yeah, it's close. It's close. I would fold, though, as a default, right? Now, we do block a lot of flushes, so it's closer. But it's very likely this player is not a reg, okay? We know regs in the river donk line under bluff as a default, okay? But we know fish over bluff, okay? But they're very sizing sensitive. So if he bet big, like 100, it's going to be a lot closer. Now, we do have great blockers, so it's going to be, I would probably call in this situation because of the jack and the 10 of hearts being on the board, and also us having the ace of hearts. But we want to know it's under bluffed in the aggregate, okay? But if we go to lower sizing, so in game, he check called, we bet 30 on the flop, right? And then it doesn't distinguish turn sizing, but river, you'll see the lower we bet, if he bets 50 on the river, it's going to be slightly more bluffed than if we had bet bigger on the flop, okay? So you want to call in this situation, okay? Now, it's not going to be a printing call, okay? Like I said, we have to be good 29% of the time. We're probably good 34, 36% of the time, okay? So you probably have a 5 to 7% edge, right? The important point to understand is you're supposed to lose more than you win when you bluff catch, okay? So we go back to the hand, and we see we have to be good 29% of the time. We'll probably be good around 35% of the time. So we should call in this situation, okay? But after the hand, regardless of what the results are, you should always make a note on this player for the future, okay? So thank you to the Real Hobo for that. If you want to see some other data on donking, I can show you that as well. We have, this is a 3-bet pot out of position pre-flop caller, donk 50, bet, and this is overbluffed. Like I was saying earlier, this is the second strongest line, but still overbluffed. And we have the call 30, donk. Oh no, this is wrong data. Sorry, that's not correct. That's call bet line. But the important point to note is that in this line, the check call line, is that we should call, but we will not win the majority of the time. We're going to lose the majority of the time, but it's still a positive EV call. All right, guys. Well, thanks for checking out the video, and I will see you in the next one. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just started this channel, trying to make a new video every day on cool hand histories, Fish, MDA, basically anything poker related for 6 max, no limit hold'em, online. All right, guys. Take care.